Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Oz the Alchemist. This is LCW, and this is my lovely partner.
Miss Lola Love.
And what we do here, we talk about wrestling. And last week wasn't too bad for wrestling. I can honestly say I was invested in both shows.
I definitely was. I was definitely vested in Raw. It's great. I was invested in SmackDown, although I ain't gonna lie, I felt SmackDown was giving me up and down. I was like, okay, let's see. I was tired of hearing the matches I thought that were gonna happen. And like, okay, next week. I'll see you in the ring next week. So we ain't gonna get it tonight. Well, I'm like, all right, man, because Raw had, I think maybe it's about 2, 3 weeks ago, they was cooking with the women. The women had like three matches, and on SmackDown, the women had one match, the one with Julia and Kiana James or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's the only match we finna get. We have the tag team champions on this show, and they're not fighting. We just get a segment with them in the back. They need to do better as far as, with their female, just showcasing them in the ring more. I know they got some superstars that are out, but then that means we need to start pulling up some women from NXT to
Absolutely.
fill in those spots.
And
Cause
and speaking of women from NXT, because the main one that I thought was gonna go to SmackDown is out for a minute. So Ruka hurt her leg last
don't
Friday. I think in a match with Charlotte and them, or was it like whoever she was fighting last week? She hurt her leg last week.
wait, 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 cause I didn't. I gotta watch it later. Excuse me, I missed Halloween Havoc. Soul didn't have a match. Did she have a
Soul
match?
did not have a match.
Soul didn't have a match. Okay, I'm just
No,
okay.
she was supposed to be in that match, but Zarya went instead.
Zarya took her place.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I got to go back and watch that.
So
But
yeah, Soul hurt her leg in the match with the tag team champions
so
last week.
last week, so that was last week. Last
Not
when
this
they
past
fought.
Friday, but the Friday before.
Dang, I didn't even dang. So, well, speedy recovery to you, Soul, and I hope that that you pull through when you get back in the ring cuz man, that's one entertaining woman. Um damn, that sucks cuz she's double champ at the same time too.
She has to let
Dang,
both of
man.
them go too. So now
What is happening right now?
all of them getting hurt.
Like
And
people
honestly, I
are
don't think I've ever known for like a time period for a bunch of people just to repeatedly get hurt.
no, that's where it's like everybody was trying to crack jokes, and that's not funny because I try to think about the wrestlers as just being people too. Triple H is a person, and he's trying to do everything to appease the higher ups as well as the crowd. So we're not even going to put everything on him just because he's the head. Like the higher ups don't have the final say about certain stuff. So I know there's a lot of pressure because you're losing main people like big stars and they're just getting injured and it's really messed up and I pray that they have a wonderful recovery because Kevin Owens has been out for a while, miss him.
He might not come back, but
That's the thing, that's what I've been hearing, the rumors that he might not come back, and I
Piper
hope that's
Niven
not
too.
the case. Huh?
Piper Niven too.
Yes, Piper's out. Naomi's out, but that's due to pregnancy. It's Seth being out, and this is just crazy because I was really hoping like let this be something, but no, this is real. And for him to have a shoulder injury, I know how strenuous that is. Hopefully, it was something, a clean break.
Yeah.
Like
If
Rhea was
if it's
out for like
anything
four,
broken,
because to be out and to miss not only the remainder of this year, but to me, the remainder of this year is kind of a setup for the road to WrestleMania. If he's not there for WrestleMania, you're missing the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, all of these big pay-per-views, big moment makers that leads up to their road, big person storylines, all of that. Like it's wild. It's wild, but I can only imagine how they're feeling, and I can only send my prayers and thoughts with them. Um, man. And that's why I keep trying to tell people who always want to talk about some wrestling is fake. This is very real. And it takes professionals to be able to handle this. Like it's not a cut. You don't get a stunt double. This is real. Like, dang. Whew, well,
But let's stay on the topic of women.
the show must go on.
Yep, let's stay on the topic of women though, because I want to talk about the fact that Jade Cargill is now a heel.
You just want to jump right into that, huh?
It was the highlight for me. It was the highlight of SmackDown for me. She
It
came
was.
out,
It definitely was.
she ran people off, and then she did the whole thing of I'm gonna hold Tiffany's hand up, and then cleared her shit. And then not only that, threw her out the ring, beat her up, stomped her leg. Like, thank you. This is what I wanted.
This is what a lot of us wanted. I mean, Jade already has the look of the powerhouse. We've seen her improve a lot in WWE in her time there, and she's gotten a hell of a lot better. Hell, in the last match that she had with her, Nia and Tiffany, to me, I'll say Jade was the MVP of that because she was really putting in some work. Like she was handling herself well. Even when the cut happened, she didn't just cry away. She got in the camera like, yeah, like blood dripping on her face. That was such a badass moment. That was equivalent to Becky Lynch's nose being broken when she was dubbed the man that night. Like that was such a badass thing. And I was so proud of her for even doing it to show like this a battle scar. Like this is real. But yeah, her doing all of that, Jade, I didn't see it coming because I'm like, okay, Tiffany's getting jumped. Jay comes out to help, even though Jay's still trying to, go for the title. But I'm like, okay, maybe they get to a point where it's a mutual respect, friendly competition. Jay said, no, I am tired of playing nice. I am tired of sitting around and waiting my turn. You bitches keep trying me. And now it is time for the storm to wreak havoc all over SmackDown. Because the way she handled her, it was so dominant. It was so dominant, and this is how they need to keep her. Her as a face wasn't working for me. I mean, she was a heel in AEW, and I liked it. Like, and I feel like this is going to be a more ruthless aggression side of her because of the scar just adds that badass effect to her. Like she's taking no prisoners. It's not just the whole because when she was a heel over there, it was cute. But now I feel like, oh, she's a little bigger and she's got some muscle and power. And now she has a couple of she people keep forgetting that she's the queen of the ring. She won that this year. So she
And
ain't playing.
if we being honest, some people are just naturally better at a certain heel or face.
Mm-hmm.
She's naturally a heel. I
Yeah.
don't know how else to put it. She's naturally a heel. Rey Mysterio, naturally a face. Sami Zayn, naturally a face. You can't hate if you can't hate the person, they're naturally whatever they are. But if you hate the person, they probably naturally a heel. Jade's
Yeah.
naturally a heel. Trying to make her a face, it's not gonna work. And it hasn't been working. And the fact that she can play to her strengths now as opposed to what she was doing, which, we have been seeing her in the ring progress, but it's also been like you still a little bit shaky in some areas. But this
Yeah.
makes her look like she's established and she's good in what she's doing because all she's doing is creating carnage.
And then at the same time, when you're a heel, especially if you're not part of a group, you're out there by yourself doing it. You're not looking for nobody to come out there and help you. It's not natural. Like if you're not a part of a group, if you a heel all on your own. Versus when you're a face and the fans chanting for another wrestler to come out to help you if you get jumped. You know, like if Sami Zayn is out there getting beat up, you will just hear the crowd. They'll chant for certain people. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, for somebody, the face, to come and save them, save the day. But with a heel, it's going to show I don't need anybody to save me because I'm not the one that needs saving. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the havoc. I'm the problem. And you need somebody to come out here and get me off of him or her or whatever. But yeah, it was timed perfect. She delivered it perfectly. And I think I'm glad that WWE is listening and paying attention because Tiffy She's decent in the ring, but she's a boring ass champion. I like Tiffany better as a heel. I don't like her as a face. It doesn't fit. When she was in the ring going toe to toe with Charlotte on a mic and they were going off script and it was getting crazy, that was nothing that a face would do. In that moment, Charlotte was supposed to be the heel. Cool. Tiffany was supposed to be the face, but that wasn't something that a face person would do when you bringing up her marriages and you saying that. That's what a heel would do, because Tiffany is a natural heel. She was a heel in NXT. Why would y'all make her a face? That's why it didn't make sense when she won the title and everybody's cheering like she wasn't a part of with Nia, who's also a heel, and doing Nia's bidding. Like, they both were heels. Tiffany used her, and when she admitted that she used her as a come up, how is she still a face? It's like, now y'all playing in our faces. And John Cena said this, and it's like, if y'all would just, if John is retiring, sweetheart, from the ring, I totally respect it, but I still believe in some way he needs to have some type of role as I don't know, I want to say locker room leader, but uh, not counselor, but somebody that's guiding them in the back and letting them know what the crowd wants. John is good at that, and he always tries to tell superstars to listen to the crowd. They will tell you what they want, and in doing that, you have to give them what they want. You can't just sit here and just keep trying to go with a certain storyline, and if it ain't working, it ain't working. You're trying to shove it down people's throat, especially when it's something like that. Like, we're not dumb. We're not kids. The majority of the fans they have, we are the 90s kids that grew up watching it. Now we know the inner workings of how stuff goes and how heel works and how face works and all of that. And y'all be doing stuff like this and it just doesn't make sense. Like, no. So yeah, it's about time for Tiffany, I think, to take a little leave, get on up out of there. Because if Jade doesn't win next week at Saturday night's main event, I will riot. And I'm pretty sure so will others, because
It's time to get that up off her.
it's time to get it off her. It's time to put it on Jade. It's time to see her dominate. We don't have a heel champion right now. I mean, Naomi was that, but then she's gone. So yeah, we need that, because who's the, now I'm thinking about it, who is the champ?
But,
Stephanie Vaquer. And
yeah.
Stephanie is a face. So we need a heel.
Yeah.
Stephanie is a wonderful in the ring. And I feel like she could go either way, just because of her gimmick. She can go either way. But yeah, we need a heel champion, and Jade would be perfect to be put in that position. And we have to, because at some point Bianca's going to return, and a face Bianca against a heel Jade, that is WrestleMania worthy, and that's what I want to see. That's what the people want to see. And if they don't do it, they are missing out on one of the biggest rivalries and the biggest matches
And
in WWE history, especially when it comes down to the women. We've been wanting this ever since the Royal Rumble when Jade made her debut.
And we got time for this. We got time to set all of this
We
up.
have more than enough time, because Bianca's healing up. Liv is healing up. But we need Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania 42. Like, we have so much time to build up this entire storyline, because they never really got back cool. It was more of a, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know Naomi did that. But Jade is like, I don't know who to trust. And then she said online that she was closer to Naomi than to Bianca. Because when the fan said, well, what about, why didn't you just, why weren't you reaching out to Bianca and blah, blah, whatever? And Jade said, I didn't trust her ass either. And I was shocked. Like, wait, what? And I get it. Because what you see on TV, you see Bianca and Naomi together. So you like, was this in a cahoots? Was this going on? And I guess that's why, like you said, you thought that it was Bianca's doing the whole time, when it wasn't. And that just made Bianca more of a sympathetic character, because it's like, wait, she's friends with both of them. She's getting the wool pulled over her eyes and she didn't even realize it. That's what made it so perfect. So with Naomi being out, and she's going to be out for a while, but with Bianca getting ready to return, do not sleep on this storyline. Please don't mess it up. After Tiffy get out the way, move Tiffy out the way and get ready for Bianca. Please. Please. You can't tell me that she's not at least all the way healed yet. I mean, it was her finger. She didn't break an arm. Like, I know she's taking a break, and I get it because
Survivor Series is a good time to bring her back.
Survivor Series is a good time to bring her back. But I tell you what, for some reason, I feel like it's going to kick off next Saturday. I think that after Jade defeats Tiffy, Bianca's music might hit. And that's when it's like, oh man, already we know who our next opponent or what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But she needs to win. And it just, all titles need to change hands next Saturday. Drew needs to win. CM Punk needs to win. Jade needs to win. We need a switch up. Shake some things up because it's starting to get a little stale.
Okay, so with that also being said, you know who else should have won this past week and got a new title? Maxine Dupree. Because I was rooting for her. She has gotten leagues better. And every time I see her get better, it's like I'm proud of her in a very like odd way. I don't understand why. It's like a fatherly like, oh my God, look at her. She's doing it. And
because she has that look. Maxine always had that. I always would say she's so freaking adorable and she was so innocent. Even when Chad Gable was treating her bad, when you would see Maxine's face, how she would look, you felt bad for her. And it's like, hey, stop. It was like that, like a dad. Hey, stop talking to her like that. Like she's just trying to help. So now you see her get in the ring and she would try. But now you see, oh, she's ready and she ain't backing down. She's not scared. She's stepping toe to toe. She's been working. So hell yeah, she definitely deserves to win that match in her hometown at that. Because I said, Maxine, you better put on like you did for that first match. And she did. And I was so proud of her. But here go Becky Lynch. Gotta be a cheater. Because Becky knew that Maxine got her number. Maxine had her number.
And if they go to another match with this specifically, give Maxine the title for a little bit.
Give it a title for a little bit. I'll even take Maxine being a champ for like 3 months. I'll take that because that's putting a title, putting her resume, adding on to that. And then for it to be the IC title, that's the next big title before you get to a world championship. So it's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Maxine had been there for a while. She's getting better in the ring. Get a girl a title. I feel like Alpha Academy needs to be thrown a bone anyway because
Alpha Academy needs to not be a thing anymore. Call it something else. And
yeah, I thought it was going to be called something else, even a different song after Chad left because he's the one that called it that. So I'm like, y'all should come up with a different name and a different song, like,
and do something.
And then I'm like, and do something because Tozawa can fight, but y'all keep using him like a little weak link, like a Spike Dudley or something that just take bumps and gets beat up.
And then Otis and Ivar, yeah, it was Ivar. Yeah, Otis and Ivar was dope in the Battle Royal.
In the Battle Royal, yeah.
So and do something.
It's crazy because why are we not? We probably like on main television. Why are we not seeing them? But you know how they have the not the dark matches, but the matches before the show comes on, and then that goes to WWE Superstar, and that's showcased on I think either Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but it's on Peacock, so it's still live, it's recorded and everything, but we just don't see it on Raw. So that's when they record those matches. So when you're not seeing Grayson Waller or some or Austin Theory, they've had
matches
either dark matches or the pre-matches, but they're being recorded and put on there.
Well, why?
But
just
no,
make the stuff 3 hours again.
Yeah, but they've had main superstars on there too. Rhea Ripley did a match there. It was one when we haven't seen her on a Monday. They put main superstars on there as well. It's kind of like how they used to do Velocity and Heat. I don't know if you remember that. Velocity and Sunday.
Yeah, but that's still low key like they ain't on the main stage. So it's like you have all these people. Stop using the same ones over and over again.
Yeah, but then it was something that Bruce Pritchard, one of the execs, had said about Netflix being 3 hours. He said that people kept thinking, oh, we're going to Netflix, we can be on as long as we want, blah, blah. He said, no, that's not the case at all. That is it. That's not how it was produced. That's not like, I guess, how the contract went. So
Oh,
what
that's
we've been
stupid.
thinking that can go this long, it doesn't. I guess sometimes they get certain leeway on certain shows, because if you go back and you watch WWE on Real on Netflix, by the way, um, you'll see them kind of how they're working in the back when they're going overtime. And the premiere went over because that was like 3 hours, but it went over and it wasn't supposed to. So they were in the back, like, because they get charged for that. So they was like, okay, let's get there, let's get there. And they just kept just going at it. And Bruce and them back there scratching their head. So each producer has a week when they run in the show. So even though Bruce is like one of the heads, it was another producer there that Bruce is like looking at him. He was like, I'm pushing him, Bruce. I'm pushing him. He talking in his ear, talking to the ref, like, okay, get them over here. Like, we got to push the time. Like, they were over. They were over a lot. They did it again about 2 weeks ago. The show was like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, maybe like 45 minutes or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's a long show tonight. It was almost 3 hours.
But it's
But
for
yeah,
the better because literally it's needed. If you're trying to get all these
I know,
stories and stuff, if
I
you're trying
know.
to show
But
all
if
these
that's,
wrestling things,
yeah,
let them do it. But I understand that they had that it's a business and it's a contract and all that stuff. But like, why the hell would you make a contract like that?
hey, because my thing is, if you guys were on your own regular network, that wouldn't be happening. But I get it, because I don't like it when some shows feel like it's an hour and something like it. Mm, I don't know. That's for the higher ups, the inner workings, and their statistics and how they think it should go, and it kills me. I respect the people that are the higher ups because they're the reason why the company is there. But at the same time, y'all not in the trenches to really know what the people want, what they just go by what studies show and statistic this and blah 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 and all this other crap. And the fans not rocking with that.
At all.
Like, I don't I don't get it. I hate when they think they know what's good for us or what's
See,
best for us.
that's something that I'm definitely not rocking with, and I know you're not rocking with Zelina Vega and Aleister Black.
We gotta talk
Because
about this
why
humanity.
why is y'all entrance literally just copy and paste of Carrie and Scarlet? We can
First of
see
all,
you. We know
Aleister,
what you doing. It's trash.
my thing is, if they had, and I can see them being cool, because I would see carrying like some of Aleister's posts, so them being cool and being friends. Ain't no way I'm about to sit there and remake and do what this guy, like you said, Aleister is being himself. I give him that. He's being himself. But when this was pitched to him, I would have had to say something because it don't even look right. Zelina looked like a damn fool trying to move around like a dang snake and be seductive. You are not that. She is a beautiful woman. Yes. But I try to explain that to women. Like, you can be beautiful, but you don't know how to be sexy. Like, I've seen that. I'm rewatching an America's Next Top Model, and it's a woman on there that's gorgeous, but she cannot pose right, and she keeps saying, I want to put this on pictures, but some people just can't get it. That's just not a thing that she's into. Zelina is silly and quirky, and not quirky, but sassy and a little ghetto, a little bit. But it's like, she's beautiful, but trying to be sexy is not something that's in her arsenal. And I'm gonna need her to stop because it looks weird. And not only that, like, I guess she could be sexy, but not seductive. You're trying to be like this temptress, like this mistress, and that's not you. That is Scarlet 100% because that's who she is. You have to have that within you. You can't just say, all right, this is what we want you to go for, and you read the script and say, okay, I can do that. You got to believe that. And because that's never been your character, that's why it's not coming out right. That's why when I text you and told you they have no chemistry and they're married, because they're literally trying to be something they're not. He's being himself. Zelina, this is not the music you come out to. You don't come out to rock music. You don't come out to dark music. You don't come out to stuff like that. So you trying to catch the beat. You trying to go along with it. Aleister is not even engaging. If he was engaging with her, it would have made the entrance colder. He's literally just walking, and it's Zelina behind him. 1 minute she's here, then she's right here, then she's under his arm, and he ain't even. He could at least looked at her, gave her some type of look, something. He looking straight ahead, and she looking at him. He ain't paying attention to her at all. Not even when she was ringside. I was trying to get into it, but I'm like, what are you wearing? What are you doing? I'm so glad the referee sent her to the back. Send her packing. Because she out here making a fool of herself. A fool of herself. Like, somebody needs to talk to somebody. Because Zelina, don't do that. Put your foot down. And if you're going to take on this role, then make it your own. Make it your own. Talk to some of the women in the back that got that in them. You could talk to Rhea Ripley. Talk to Jade Cargill. Talk to Tiffy. Talk to somebody that has that bitchy, sexy, all of that. Hell, what you need to do, if you're going to do it, call Scarlett. If this is business and y'all are doing it because it's like, you know what, this is my job. I want to save my job. I won't be fired. Cool. Because I honestly believe that they've had a good working relationship. So it's like, okay, well, you need to get some pointers. If you got to go back and watch some of Scarlett's old tapes to see how she moves, something, if you're going to do it, study it. Don't just go out there like, oh, yeah, I could do that. No, you can't. Don't ever do it again because you looked a hot damn mess. Like, that was just embarrassing. I couldn't even pay attention to the match for real. I was so mad.
Oh, well,
like,
it was a hell of a match. Ilya and Aleister couldn't do no wrong. Absolutely couldn't do no wrong with both of them. Because damn, was that a good match.
It was decent. It was a good match. It was a good match. It got better when Zelina went away. Yeah, even that, her trying to, Scarlett don't get caught. You gonna grab his ankle?
Bro, that's the
your debut with your husband, and you got caught.
He saw you. He saw you grab his foot, and then after the fact, when Damian Priest came out and tried to jump Aleister, you jump on his back and try to claw his eye out, and it's like none of this flowed at all. None of it flowed.
It didn't flow, even when they were running away. Aleister, why are you moving so damn slow?
Because
it wasn't believable. Because it's not them. Zelina, if you came out there and he's big, then you should have it should have been an exchange of not her just jumping on his back. If she turned around and say she slapped him and they had to stare down, and it's kind of like he's about to come towards her, then Aleister does something to him. It should have showed somebody y'all working together as a team. They weren't working together.
Wait, so let me throw this out there. Just in case, because we critical of it because we know what they're doing. They're trying to make a off-brand carrying the Scarlet. But what if they're doing this badly on purpose?
Here's the thing. If they're doing this badly on purpose, this is the most tasteless, classless thing that WWE has ever.
No. Not them doing it badly, like to make it look like carrying the Scarlet were bad. I'm saying, what if Zelina and Aleister are doing it badly on purpose so that they can stop doing it?
Then I have nothing but respect for them.
And hopefully that's what they're doing.
And I'll be okay with that. If that's what they're doing internally to say, you know what, we're not really cool with this angle, but you want us to do it, so you can't say you went out there trying to do it. I can respect that because that's a way of defying authority, but at the same time still giving you what you want. You want me to go out here and be something that I'm not? I told you, I don't know, this isn't my character, but you're forcing me to do it. So now I'm going to go out there and make a fool of myself. So I get that. If they're doing that, kudos to the both of them for standing their ground. And also, like I said, if you've been working with someone for so long, and say this is at a point where we're there, we grow these relationships with these people and somebody gets fired, I would definitely feel a way. That's like if they were to ever, which they would never, ever do. But if they were to ever let Rhea go, and then they come and say, okay, Lola, we need you to kind of step in. We want to turn you gothic. And we want to kind of make you into like this badass, evil type of woman. And we're going to dye your hair black. And we're going to do... I'm going to be like, that sounds similar to Rhea. Yeah. Just take some instead. No. I respectfully no. Because what originality is that? That's what I love about wrestling. Superstars get acknowledged and remembered because of how original they are bringing something new to the table. Carrie and Scarlett worked because it was something different that they were bringing. Now you can see certain elements from other superstars, like, okay, like when I hear Aleister Black's music when it first come on, it reminds me of The Brood with Edge and Christian and Gangrel when it first come on, like that breathing. But I've never seen anybody come out like how he comes out. That's him by himself. I don't ever want to see anybody else do that. The same with Scarlett and Carrion. They just work so well together. Like, you see women ballets with the men, but not to the point where it's like they were in sync. Scarlett didn't have to wrestle. To me, she didn't have to wrestle. The way she was with him, they just worked so well. They were one. I looked at them literally as being one. When he back there whispering and she right there in the shadows, that shit was so sexy. Because it's like, she's like that voice in his ear. It was just hot. They just worked. They bogus for letting them go. I pray that they come back at some point. But this version, this T-Move version of them, it's not working. They need to stop. Aleister was cool by himself. He didn't need his wife.
Nope.
He was perfectly fine by himself. Like, everybody doesn't need. I gotta get in there and show them how it's done. I really, really do. And my thing is, with the new superstars, do y'all watch the old tapes? I mean, you would think, don't y'all have like vaults? I would be sitting back there. I would be one of the ones that's so addicted, even though I'm a superstar, don't want to watch the old stuff to take, to know my history and take bits and pieces.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do. I remember Triple H and The Rock and Austin would talk about watching old tapes to kind of, okay, I'm going to do this and try this and mimic that. All of that. Like, that's what you think you're supposed to do. But now it's into the era where it's a social media era and it's about how you look and how popular you are. And that's cool. But if you're trying to make a mark, then you need to go and watch some of the greats and see how they move, see how they react to the crowd, see when they're pausing, when they're doing certain stuff. Because the one woman that did it perfectly with helping her man out there, with distracting the ref, with Stephanie. That's why I am so glad that she's being put into the Hall of Fame. Because if you're a 90s kid, then you already know that, yes, she was annoying and you was hoping she'd get rock bottom and stunnered and all these things. But to have a woman always be in the center of all these men and could stand toe-to-toe with them on the mic, could take the criticism from the crowd, them chanting out, calling her all type of names, and she's taking it in as fuel and saying, you know what, I'll be that, and I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna make y'all hate me even more because I'm the boss's daughter, and I'm gonna get weapons and distract the ref and help Triple H win, and and you can't tell me nothing, and I'll take the bumps and when it's needed, but I'm running the show. And there was never another superstar like her back then that can kind of stand toe to toe. The next one I looked at like that was Trish. You had Trish and you had Lita. They were out there with the men, in their groups that they were in. But Stephanie was one that just stood out. Sorry. Yeah. My father is distracting me. But yeah, Stephanie is just one that stood out. And I feel like they really need to go back and just watch, especially the women, when you're trying to look for the sexiness, because the Attitude Era was so much involved in that with Trish and Lita and Steph and Terry and Corey.
Speaking of which, I went back and watched one of the segments with Trish.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was scrolling through TikTok and this dude was going through different female wrestlers or females that were in the wrestling thing, and he was like, if your man loves Trish Stratus, ask him why. And then if he tells you like all her accolades and stuff, he like ask him what she did with them tables. And I was like, what did she do with the tables? And I went to go watch.
I know what you're talking about. I went
to go watch the things.
A segment like with Bubba Ray.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell was the Attitude Era? How are you trying to be sexy with a table?
How did she? But did she not make that table? But did she not make that table sexy?
She did. But I was so confused.
It was, and it's crazy. I'll say this, and people My best friend told me, she said, you got to show me how you making them faces when you take pictures or videos. So what you mean? She said, you be looking sexy and seductive and you know when to wink and when to do stuff. I'm going to put it to you like this. If anybody ever want to ask questions, the Attitude Era raised me. Trish Stratus raised me. Sable raised me. Stephanie McMahon raised me. Those women knew how to be sexy and conniving and cunning and manipulative and intelligent all at the same time. Like Trish, to me as a kid, I had her posters. I had all her magazines. I was obsessed with her look because to me she was the sexiest woman alive to me. Like Trish had the cutest little body. She could hold herself on the mic. She knew how to hold her face. She could be innocent. She could be sexy, whichever one it was. And she just ate the girls up. Like she just every time. And she was so tiny and adorable. But the segment she did with them tables, I used to just always watch it. Every time Trish Stratus had a bra and panties match, a powder on the pole match, whatever it was, I'm just glued to the TV because I'm like, she's fucking perfect. And I loved it. Like she really was trying to seduce Bubba Ray and using the play on words, talk about wood. Because, you know, Bubba Ray loves wood. And he refused to put her, he was under her spell. She was not going through them tables because of him. As soon as we put in, she kissing all on his head, and it was his thing that he kept being in this trance for like a month. Like he could not pull her through a table. He was obsessed with her. And then you had TNA bring out a table with her on it on stage as Bubba is in a match, and she's just on top of the stage, kind of taking her clothes off a bit, and he is just mesmerized by her. Like Trish was that girl. She still is that girl. Let's be that girl. That's why when she had that shirt that said, came out about a couple of months ago, said my first crush. Yeah. Yeah. Trish, you were definitely my first female crush. You definitely were. Cause man. But yeah. Attitude Era was such a wild time for sure. Like paddle
was
matches.
it
I
was
get to
it was just
paddle.
it was just like I know who thought of it, but it's like get like you have some genuinely amazing stuff wrestling wise, but then everything else is like somebody did a line and then wrote this, like because there's no way that this was made
But
by
you
somebody that was coherent.
yeah, it was. You gotta think about it. And they were so smart in that. To go from being a cartoon kind of superhero like promotion and then to say, you know what, we have to go with the times. The 90s period, proud 90s baby, the 90s period was about sex, drug, and rock and roll. It was just about being good guys were out. It was about being a bad guy, period. No matter what it was, no matter if it was in wrestling, any type of sports, when you got, you know, Dennis Rodman and them just taking chances and just doing stuff out of the ordinary. You had all of this stuff happening. Pop culture was such an influence and huge in media, and WWF really took heed to that to say, you know what, let's keep up with the times. This is what's in. And then the age demographic at the time was like 18 to 34 years old. So we have to go for those groups. What are you doing when you having a party and they having kids and stuff? Oh, they got wet t-shirt contests going on. Let's incorporate that in wrestling. Let's make this stuff larger than life, like, and do what the other guys weren't doing. We got hot women, what they want to see. Let's put them in bikinis. Let's have bra and panties matches. Like, all you got is men out there, young dudes. You had some kids, and sometimes some of the stuff we shouldn't be seeing, but I was watching it anyway. But that was the audience, and that was just the times then. Like the 90s was a wild time for music. If you think about the music we had, the artists we had, I mean, if you go back and listen to some of the stuff Biggie Smalls was saying in certain songs,
Yeah.
it was like, what?
Yep.
It was wild, but it was unapologetic. I think about Lil Kim, see through this, all of it. Like she was just raunchy and wild, but that's what it was. 90s was raunchy and wild and raw. It was raw, and they did their thing. And I am so glad that I was a part of it, that I got to witness it. Because when I think about the times, like, oh, it was a simple time. To me, the 70s, the 60s, oh, simple time. That's cute. People were more reserved. The 80s was like, woo, wild hair and all of that, and the colors. And the 90s came and said, forget that. We all doing drugs, and we all having sex, and it's nothing, and we all gonna fight each other in the end, but we gonna be cool.
I mean,
It
granted,
was
they was
just
doing that already,
wild.
but
I mean, but it was okay. I'll say it was that it was rock and roll mixed with hip hop. So I'll
yeah.
say it was like sex, drugs, and hip hop. It was that, and that to me that was the badass era, like the 90s. Because I think about, you said that Rey Mysterio is naturally a heel, right? Naturally a
Facts.
face,
But I know he
naturally a
was a heel
face.
back in WCW for a minute.
Exactly. And that was during what time? The 90s. I think about how he was dressed, how he talked. Everybody wants to be the hip hop, the cool group, even all the way down to NWO. All of that was in, like that hip hop thing was in. Road Dogg, S Pop, DX. Road Dogg coming out there, he was rapping before R-Truth. And when R-Truth was introduced, he was K Quick back then with Road Dogg. And they both came out rapping, and they both got the braids in their head. Like, that was that time in that era, and it was so much fun, so much fun. And I ain't gonna lie, they can use a little bit of that now, because now we're in the reality TV era. We're in the reality era right now, where you can add the your real life stuff to wrestling, like Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jay. They are all a part of this tribe. But we're going to take those bits and pieces and add a little bit into our characters. He really is a tribal chief. He was blessed in to be that. So it's like I like that this era now is more reality based, that they talk about it more. Like when superstars leave, Naomi coming in the ring and saying, I'm pregnant. That wasn't happening in the 90s because of kayfabe. You have to stay in your character. We don't want to know that she's pregnant. We know she's married to Jimmy, but you see more of it now, and that gives the fans more of a personal relationship with them. Even them interacting now with fans online. Certain comments. Naomi interacts with fans
Let's bring
online
that
all the
up, because
time.
that was hilarious.
What?
What Drew said to Naomi.
You know what? Drew McIntyre is an ass. He's an ass.
Because I said the same
Why?
thing. I said the exact same thing. If I was Drew,
You
I would have
did,
said that.
but you did. That's what made it funny, is you literally said it that same day, and you said it when it happened. You texted, said, "Man, Cody a bitch, and Jimmy a bitch too," and you was like, his wife is fabulous, but he a bitch. And then, so Drew later that night, he get the tweeting online, and that's what he calls Jimmy. I said, yeah, Oz and Drew will be great friends, because this is hilarious. Like, how y'all both saying the same thing? First of all, y'all gonna get off Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy came out there defending his family,
First of
defending
all,
his cousin.
your family don't even like you considering what happened on Raw. So I need you to go sit down.
No, but you know what? Family don't gotta like you, but you still love me at the end of the day.
That's
And
why you can't see Roman until Christmas.
but this one about Roman. This was about Jacob. This is about Jacob.
I tell
That
you
was the
what I
whole
feel.
reason why he came out to attack. Like, yeah, you talk about my wife, but his reasoning for being there was he thinks he has something to do with Jacob. And I'm telling you, when he found out that it's your little golden boy that has something to do with it, yeah,
Cause
he
Cody gonna
definitely
cheat.
has something
Cody
to do.
gonna cheat when they gotta have that match. We know Cody gonna
Bro,
cheat.
please don't. Drew, I'm tired of this. I really, really am. At this point, Triple H, can you just show me like the script so you can let me know that Drew's title reign is coming closer and closer, that at some point he's going to get it in the next month or two, so I can stop being so upset. Because if he lose next week, you're like, okay, but he gonna win next month. Okay, at least it's coming up. But I'm tired of them screwing him. I'm tired of him not getting his title. I'm tired of them putting him in position and they take it away from him. He is healthy. He is driven. He is ready, and he is old. I'm sick of this. But y'all want to keep giving it to Cody. I don't know why Cody got the title back anyway after John Cena beat him. Cody should have been gone somewhere.
I
He
want
should
to
have been
know.
gone somewhere.
I don't know what the magic is with Cody, because I don't feel it anymore. Because normally when I watch characters and watch superstars go through like their whole thing, I still feel the magic for them. I feel nothing when I see Cody.
Absolutely nothing. Somebody had made a post earlier and they said Cody Rhodes titleist, Cody Rhodes with title, and they had it going like they were about to take him titleist because he's fighting for something. But Cody Rhodes is a champ. Who started calling him that? QB1. Who called you that? No, you're not. Who said this? Who dubbed you this? And they just going along with it on commentary, and then Triple H going along with it on one of his posts. And I'm just like, come on, man, stop it. Just stop it. Now, I'm not going to say Cody is not a hard worker because it takes more than just being in the ring for you to be the head of the company, be a champion.
Well, I think the name just came with the title because that specific title, Roman was QB1 because he had that title.
Roman wasn't calling himself that. Cody started calling himself.
But remember, he was calling everybody his twos. Like, I'm the one, y'all are the twos. That's what that meant. So calling himself QB1, that's Cody basically taking that over, I guess, because
no,
that title. But again, Cody, don't nobody want you. We tired.
And it just didn't sound right. It made sense when Roman was saying it. Because if you think about it, Roman was saying y'all the twos and he putting up the ones. The whole thing makes sense because the Usos, y'all the twos, we the ones. They put the ones up. It made sense for Roman to say that. Cody, again, like John Cena said, is like the Pied Piper, a slimy pickpocket. You take from other people and you try to make it your own. How are you going to take from Roman Reigns calling himself the one and now you want to, okay, well, I'll be QB1. Get out of here. You ain't satisfied just being the American Nightmare and trying to make other nicknames for yourself. Nobody approved this. And then you got commentary saying, ain't nobody calling you that. I'm not calling you no QB1. You ain't QB1 or nothing. I say who the QB1 is, and he's on the shelf right now because Roman gonna always reign, but the real workhorse, okay, is injured. So it's like I just need Cody to just go. Like you literally just had a kid. Please don't be with you.
You know who I'm happy they lost their nickname? Damian Priest, because I'm so glad I heard the Street King in months.
I tell you what, I'd rather hear the Street King to see that damn T-shirt. It's Wepa time. Take that off. Take it off, Damian. Take it off. I seen it on Friday.
Because ain't nobody saying that.
I like when he would say Wepa. When he would say
right,
it.
when he would say it, but ain't nobody saying that. That's not a catchphrase.
Who's buying these shirts? Why would you put that on the T-shirt? It's Wepa time.
If it was just Wepa, I would be like, okay, cool. But it's Wepa time. Like, I'm not wearing that.
I think about the Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin time. It's Wepa time. Take that off. Take it off. Lola Vice, get your man. Get your man. Because no, we ain't rocking with that. We don't like it over here. Damian, I really do like you. I do. But take that off. Because you losing credibility right now. And it's irritating my soul. I don't like it. I don't even know what Wepa means.
It's just a term of like, hell yeah. That's basically what it is. But that's
okay, like yeet. Like, yeah. Something so it's kind of okay. It's in that realm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just don't put, like you said, I would have just dealt with Wepa, but it's Wepa time. It's just throwing me off. Like, y'all ain't got no say so.
He didn't make it because that's not how you use it.
Y'all ain't got no say so on how y'all T-shirts get made.
Yes, they do, and I know they do because LA Knight gave them ideas for his T-shirts. So they have a say in how it's designed. So
Jamie, you bogus for this. You real bogus for telling them, oh yeah, let's go ahead. Wepa time. That's what I want. Real big white letters on the shirt. I know them T-shirts are still in stock.
Let's talk about the match that we're gonna have at Saturday Night Main Event between CM Punk and Jey Uso. So we know, as we already talked about, Jade threw LA Knight and Jimmy out the ring to get his ability to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Who we think coming out of this? Who comes out I think who comes out for this?
Who do I want to come out for this?
Yeah.
Honestly, Punk got to get it. It's time. It's time. They've been wanting to put a rocket on Punk, but because he got injured that first year, that wasn't able to happen. And then they saw something bigger at the time within that, and that was the feud that he had cooking with Seth Rollins. For one, that's always going to be money. And him versus Seth would have been money because I don't believe he would have won. And even if he did, yeah, because he did vow that he wanted to beat Seth before the year was over. So he might would have won, and they still would have feuded and had a match again at WrestleMania. I'm totally fine with that. But because of, the injury that Seth had, it just threw everything for a loop. Jay won the Battle Royal. Okay, cool. I respect that. I like it. On the same side, I would love to see Jay win only because this is a different version of Jay, a more cutthroat version. You eliminated your own brother that saved you like 2 to 3 times throughout the whole battle royal. And I was shocked, but at the same time, I'm like, well, Jimmy, I know you are being Big Brother protector, but you also said, stick to what you said, when we go out there, it's every man for himself. That means, me and you might have to, but you didn't do that. Jay stuck to his word. You were saving him. He didn't ask you to, but of course, if somebody saved me in a battle royal, I'm not gonna get mad that they saved me from going off the top rope. But I'm not saving you.
Now,
I'm
see,
trying to go for the title, and I feel like now Jay has his head on
see,
straight.
I'm not mad at it because that they literally said that before they went out there. They both said he's like, hey, it is what it is when we get out there. So yeah, you got thrown out and you saved your brother consistently, but when it came down to it, he threw you out because that's what y'all agreed on.
Hmm.
And even if it had came down to both of y'all, one of y'all would have to go. So you can't even be mad.
That part. That's why I said I don't understand why he was mad. I don't know if he looked at it like that because he would have probably took it better if it was him and Jay, like you said, probably one on one. But I don't know if he looked at it like, man, I was trying to eliminate LA Knight and then you eliminated us both. I get if you eliminated LA Knight and then me and you, now it's me and you against each other. Jimmy looked at it as a snake thing. Like, but again, it is a battle royal. And I'm so proud of Jay for not even acknowledging Jimmy's tantrum, for not even sitting there and even
he for sure was like,
into it.
yeah, okay.
That man looked, got on that, got the you. That man don't give a damn. That's how you're supposed to be. Forget that. I'm not about to sit there. We not brothers right now. This is about me. And he told him from the beginning, I'm trying to get back to my world heavyweight championship. Jimmy, you need to listen. And especially your tribal chief tried to tell you. He's more like me than he is like you in the sense of he knows what it's like to have gold around his waist and he wants that back. You don't know what that's like to have single gold, to be at the top of the mountain, to have the world heavyweight championship. Like, you don't know what that's like yet. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of pulling for Jimmy to win. I would have liked to see him have a big win, but Jay won, and I'm cool with that. Just because I feel like Jimmy has as much equal talent as Jay has. Jimmy got the mic skills down. I feel like
I think he's better on the mic.
He's better on the mic. I feel like if they give him that push, he could have that same crowd reaction, even that like Jay has when he come out. Because Jimmy's entrance, to me, that's the best music. I like Jay's entrance. I love to eat. But when I hear Jimmy's music, when I tell you, I be in my room rapping the whole thing. I was born a king, raised with the pack. Yes. I love his music. It's just so dope. Like, yeah, he
I want him to be the world champion. I want to see if he can make it doing the mid card stuff first. I want him, if he does anything, give him the Intercontinental Championship first. Give him the US title first. But then we can talk about the rest.
I didn't want him to win the title. I would have been happy just to put him in position for him to have the opportunity to fight for the title. So it was like it's just that. Like, even I look at people with musicians. You might not win the award, but the fact that you even were nominated in this category. So I would have loved to see that, for us to see that WWE believes in Jimmy, to put him in position to say, you know what, all right, we'll give you a shot. as the title, see how you handle yourself. So I would have liked to see that would have been something different because we've seen Jay, we've seen, so it would have been cool and a plot twist because nobody would have expected Jimmy to win. So that would have been a moment that's like, dang, Jimmy won, and to see how Jay handles that. But everybody keeps saying that they think that Jimmy is going to screw Jay at Saturday night's main event, and it's too predictable because he's already done that.
Right.
What would be unpredictable is Jay screwing Jimmy at some point. Now, you wouldn't see that coming.
I could see how you could make it work in a way that's not predictable. So let's say Jay goes, he fights Punk, and let's say Jay gets his title back because Jay needs to have another run with it. CM Punk, I don't know if he can bring much to it right now. I mean, it's CM Punk. We know he gets over whatever, no matter what. But like, I don't know who a lineup for him would be. I mean, you could have CM Punk versus LA Knight. You could have CM Punk versus Braun Breaker in them. But if you give it to Jay, you have the same options because he has more of a beef with LA Knight and more of a beef with Braun and Bronson. So I would say go ahead and give it to Jay. So Jay gets it. If Jimmy comes out and celebrates, cool. But if Jay gets the title and now he has Jimmy with him, and Jay starts really acting like Roman, being like, "You gonna do what the hell I say," then that eventually can have Jimmy, turn and super kick him. I would also even be cool with that same night if Jay gets the title, Jimmy comes out there to celebrate one night and then super kicks the hell out of Jay. I'd be cool with that too.
I don't know because we've seen that. We've seen it happen. He's turned on him before. We've seen that happen. And what we wouldn't expect is Jay saying, "I don't need nobody," once he wins. If he wins and he turns on his brother, Jay as a heel by himself, yeah, that'll be totally different. Because we saw him be right-hand man, Jay Uso. But him as a heel, and it's like, I don't need no family. Like, it really is just me, Uso. I'm at the top of the mountain again. You wear me down. And he get him out the way. It'll be
they could be Jay.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. Because out of the both of them, I'll say that Jimmy's loyalty runs a little deeper. And the reason I say that is because even after he did that to Jay, his reasoning behind it made sense. Long-term storytelling. Yeah. His reasoning behind it. I don't want you to be this egotistical maniac like Roman Reigns, blah, blah, whatever. And it shows, and now we're proving it, that this is what you're going because he's listening to Roman. He's taking in stuff Roman. And you start to see that. That's long-term storytelling, and I love when they do that.
So let's take your idea and mix it with mine. And that night, if Jay wins, he Shawn Michaels Jimmy. Like they out there celebrating, like, yeah, he did it. Jimmy's all excited and whatnot, even despite they hold the tiff. And Jay's like, "I don't need you," and just super kicks the hell out of him. And I don't need you, and he leaves. I'm cool with that.
Not yet though. It has to be a reason. It got to be a reason because every week they're always, "I love you, blah blah," and it was like, well, why? It has to be a reason. When Solo kicked Jimmy out the group, Solo said something. Yeah. Where it was kind of like, okay, in order for us to be successful, some things need to get changed up, switched up. He hugged Jimmy, told him, "I love you." I love you too, man. Boom. Tamatanga. You didn't see that.
That was the coldest. That was the coldest one.
That was one of the coldest turns because Solo didn't talk. So for him to sit there and he's taking over and I love you, we're going to straighten things up. They ain't thinking nothing of it. And boom, you done already got people lined up. The next week, you bring somebody else. It was like you already didn't. It's like that same night Roman lost the title, Solo went into planning. Like crazy. It was wild. It literally happened a week after WrestleMania. Like, it was wild. So, yeah, they definitely will have to have a reason. I could see it happening at Monday Night Raw. And they in the ring, and then he's talking, and then Jay gets to talking, and we know, like, wait, something not right. But Jimmy not catching on to what Jay is saying about, man, it's just me, Usa, and da. He gets to saying stuff. And he turned to him and he just super kick him. But I don't know, man. We gonna see. Saturday night's main event is definitely going to be interesting for sure. But overall, I want Punk to take it. I want Punk to take it. It's his time. He ain't got much. He said that earlier, like, man, all these people retiring. Ain't no telling how much longer he has in the company, but it's time for him to be a champion. It is time for him to be a champion to see what he can do with it. Because if he becomes champ and AJ Lee already did put out there that she's coming back, and when she returns, she is going after Becky, which is why I understand why Maxine had to lose now. Because AJ has to face Becky, and everybody keeps telling her, how do you feel knowing you beat everybody, but you couldn't beat Becky, you couldn't beat AJ Lee? Like, that's the gag that people keep bringing up. So imagine the tables are turning now, and CM Punk is world champ, and AJ Lee is the IC champ, just like how Seth and Becky were. To me, it's funny because it's like, oh, y'all egos were very high, and now we just took y'all titles. Go home with your husband. So I feel like right now will be a perfect time that the company needs to be shaken up, switched around, and switch these titles. It's time. And if they can do that with all of them, that's perfect. And give us 3 new champs Saturday. Give us AJ Lee with the IC title.
And me personally, I think there's a problem with having all of these titles because sometimes I just want there to be a beef and then they squash the beef. That's just me personally because I don't want everything to always have to come to, okay, they got to fight over a title. Sometimes I just want them to beef and then whoever wins the beef wins the beef. Because I could see Becky Lynch going up against Maxine again.
Yeah.
And then AJ Lee comes out and screws her over. I'd be cool with that. And then we just get a AJ Lee and Becky beef. I don't need them to have the belt involved. I just want them to have a beef.
But AJ does.
She wants the belt?
You not listening to me? I told you what she tweeted. That's what she said. She said she's on her book tour right now. And she said, I think November, first week of November, she mentioned, but she said, Mama's coming after that title. So she wants the belt. Remember when she was out there, she kept saying, like, oh, it looks like it looked good on her. She's like, oh, I totally forgot when Becky won her title back like that. I had this. So I'm like, and what I say, that belt sure look good on AJ. So yeah, AJ coming for that belt, and AJ's going to take that belt. And it needs to be. It's time for everything to get shaken up. We need to see some new people at the forefront of the company.
We need people to come back. We need some people to go away for a little bit. We need to see. It needs to be a shakeup in general.
Because you have some of your top, like I said, top superstars are gone. You don't really see them much. You got people retiring, people's last year. It's time to shake it up. Put the ball in somebody else's hand. Give CM Punk a chance to show, him being the head right now. The same with Drew. In front of
especially
people.
Him.
Especially, that's what I'm saying. It needs to be, oh my God, wouldn't that be? But I like that. When I think about their rivalry, and now they're both the champion. Drew and CM Punk.
That would be a perfect time for Crown Jewel. That would have been perfect.
Who says they can't hold the title that long until Crown Jewel?
That's true.
I would be cool with that.
The question would be, how is CM Punk gonna hold that title that long? Because you got LA Knight, you got Braun and Bronson. And you gonna hold it that long with all that?
Hold it that long. Because right now you got Braun and Bronson that's not even in the title picture. Why? General manager said so. First of all, shout out to him. I'm so proud of him because I kept saying and screaming, I am. I really, really am. Because my thing is this. I'm watching how they were acting last Monday, and I'm like, bro, he come out with the title. You're the general manager. You tell him to give it, and he's talking about some say please. I'm Adam. You can suspend him. You can tell him to lead a building. You the boss. So when he doing all of that, I'm like, man, Adam, put your foot down. Like, you being a bitch. Like, put your foot down. He was blowing me. So then when he finally gave it to him after he said please and did all of that, for him to go into the back, and then here comes Paul Heyman, and he told Paul that they were not going to be in the Battle Royal. I'm like, yes. I said, because they don't deserve it. How they were acting, what they did to Seth, they don't deserve it. And then when he, okay, you know, he think he just playing. We told him to say please. I'm like, this is the Adam Pearce that I like. I like this version
I was
of
waiting
him.
on them to come out and wreck everything.
Yeah, but at the same time, you want to keep your job, don't you? Because it's not like he did throw them out of building before. He did throw them out the building before and was like, you can't come back, I'll suspend you. So it needs to be that the general managers need to be involved how they used to be involved, really showing that, making it seem like we're the ones that's running the show. When Eric Bischoff was general manager, he was firing, suspending, doing all of it because it's my show. Same with Stephanie, same with Paul Heyman. Show that it's my show.
And see, my thing is, if I'm a character, right, I would have been like Stone Cold. Oh, you're going home tonight. Bet. I'm gonna go and do everything except go home. I'm gonna mess up every match until I get what I want. I'm dropping everybody until I get what I want. And that's what I was hoping that Braun was gonna do.
I was hoping that he was not going to do that because he ruins everything. I'm tired of him. I'm sick of him. Go away.
Wow.
Him and Braun, they pissing me off. And I think I'm just getting pissed off because of the whole Paul Heyman them going up there. We're the reason why I said, come on, man. We all know what really happened. I already talked about it. I'm trying not to get mad again because I made videos about it and everything. It was just pissing me off. The lies that were being told on Raw.
Well, you know Monday. They got to pivot for the storyline.
No. Paul, you are too much of a goat to pivot that way. Like, you could have came up with something better. The same way with
they what you want them to do?
No, they don't. No, they don't. When you're doing a promo, that's you. And because, like I said, Paul is a GOAT, that's you coming up and saying, it's not a script.
No, because yes, they do. Sometimes they have to hit points. They got to be able to
hit points,
sure that, it makes sense.
Yeah, but Paul is a huge influence that you're not a rookie. You get to decide what you want to say, how you're going to deliver it, how Paul Heyman should. And Paul, that was booty. Why would you do that? The same with Asuka. Asuka, you know that we seen that Rhea Ripley got her nose broke out in Japan because Raquel threw EO at her. That had nothing to do with what happened 2 weeks ago when Rhea got planted on the announce table because y'all had y'all pay-per-view match after and Rhea didn't have a broken nose. So how you do it, Asuka? How you do it? That made no sense. It made no sense. I feel like they was just like, it was just lazy. It was just lazy. They pissed me off twice. Tighten up, WWE. Don't ever do that again. Because people like me, I pay attention to every word you're saying, how you delivering it, everything. And I am very good with dates. So I remember everything. Don't do that again. Paul Heyman, you should be ashamed. Don't do that again. Y'all could have came with something better. Act like you was like we didn't see you get on your knees and you cussing and saying, what the F? What the F? You didn't know what was happening. You didn't know what was going to happen right then. You only made that decision because Braun picked you up by your collar and said, make a choice. And you knew what happened the last time you made the wrong choice. You got put through a table. So you said, you know what? I'm going to keep my life. I'm going to side with them. But that was not your choice. Then to say Seth Rollins was never the victim. If that was the case, then why would you even align yourself with him, screw over Roman and CM Punk at WrestleMania? You could have just been you should have stayed and got with Braun Breaker when he was the Intercontinental Champion before Jay beat him. So why would you do all that? That made no sense. You should have been on his side when Bronson was Tsunami and Seth Rollins, but you wasn't. So you really thought you was going to cook with that and we weren't going to pay attention? Not I. Don't do that no more. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think we covered everything that needs to be covered.
We did. Because it's Sunday. I got to cook me some dinners.
Hey, that's the truth. So, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us, LCW Pod, LCW on anything, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Threads.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. So
we are everywhere.
Follow
and pay attention.
Comment.
Yes.
Love us. Hate us. Something.
Share. Just interact. We appreciate it. We are now at 52, 53 subscribers. So we're getting
that
up
was
there.
something good to wake up to.
Yeah, cause we were just at 35 like last week. And we getting up there. So you know what? We appreciate y'all and everything. It means a lot to us, because this means a lot to us. So to see y'all engaging, to see people like agreeing with what I was saying, that Cody did it. I'm so glad that I got
Of
people.
course he did it.
Common sense. I had this one old guy yesterday. We were going back and forth, and he was like, "Man, you really convincing me that Cody did." He said, "But I love him so much." I went through his pictures. He's a diehard Cody fan. I'm like, "I'm so sorry, sir, but when it gets revealed, I just know your heart gonna be broken. Your little old wrinkly heart gonna be broken." But Cody did it. It's just, you just gotta, get the tissues and just face the facts, man. But it's happening. But yes, make sure you catch me tomorrow after Monday Night Raw. I will be posting another episode of Late Nights with Lola while we chit chat and talk about shenanigans, and yeah, hopefully it don't piss me off again, because they've been rants. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do. My late night's gonna be rants, where I just get to go off the hinges a little bit. And no, that was not a towel that I was wearing, because somebody said that. This one guy commented and said he was waiting for my towel to drop. Sir, that wasn't a towel, that's a robe. Okay, I was in the bed, I was exhausted. They're just boobs. Get over it. Like, get over it. You will never see me exposed. It's not happening. Maybe on OnlyFans, but it's not happening here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you later.
Bye.